Hey y'all, so I'm just showing you guys around, showing how everything is growing. This is my melon plants, and there are two sunflowers in here, as you can see, 1 and 2. I actually been cleaning out the garden area. That's why you saw me pulling a weed, but I've actually done more since this video. These are my Sandia Queen, I believe that's what they are, melons. And I know there's about 3 of them on there. I know I'm showing you 2, but there was a 3rd one. I just couldn't find it. I was looking for it, but so far there's 3. And they are getting bigger, so hopefully I get to taste to see what they are. Well, taste how they, gosh, I'm choking up my words. See how they taste. And there's also cucumber plants and cantaloupe plants in there, but I haven't seen any fruit yet, so hopefully I get to. And I don't remember which variety of cantaloupe and cucumbers they are, because I know I had some slicer cucumbers and then I had some pickling cucumbers, and I didn't put tags in any of them, so I don't remember. I may have it written down, but yeah, I will have to check my notes just to verify. And here is some of my corn. The ones I had in here I pulled. I actually planted some new corn in there, and I'm showing you those plants that I pulled. They were actually dying, and I saw some of them had fallen over. Well, it looked like something knocked them over. This is my okra plants. I've been finding flowers on there, and I watched a video of how to hand pollinate them, but I have not pollinated them yet. So I'm hoping the flies or butterflies or bees will do that. That's my melon plant. I don't remember which variety that is. This is my yellow crookneck squash that I still haven't harvested off of. This is another one. And that is the only bean that has survived. I want to plant some more actually. These are my acorn squash, which I also want to plant some more so I can have for the fall. These are some of my baby bush melons, marigolds. I pulled all that squash, well, zucchini, the gray zucchinis out of there. This is my pumpkins. This one I tried to stand up straight, but after I did that, it ended up falling back over. So I guess I'm just gonna leave it to do what it wants. But yeah, anytime I find a flower, it's usually a male flower. So no fruit yet, but I'm not in a rush because I was hoping I can have them later in the season anyway. Well, in fall. I have more pumpkin here. And like I said, I've been cleaning all of the beds. I put some cardboard down in like 3 different beds, and I put compost or dirt on top. These are the sweet potato slips that I still have not moved. You can probably see some of them beds there. That's the compost pile. I actually just cleaned that like the day before yesterday. Well, no, after this video. That's the one corn that I got off the corn stalks. And that is a melon from the compost pile. And these are my tomatoes. Beefsteak tomatoes. And I think I have like 4 on there so far. And I was trying to show you the flowers. Yeah, that's when I found that there was a bug in there, so I didn't want to touch it. But there's some flowers on there. Well, they look kind of dry, so I don't know. Some of the beans. And yeah, back to this area. See, I had all my gray zucchini in there, and I pulled all of them out because when I went in there, when I went outside one day, they were just laying down You probably could see that baby bush melon in there. Sunflowers are dying. I actually pulled one out after this video as well. That's my morning glory. Some tomatillos with no fruit. Yeah, that morning glory is binding everywhere, but no flowers. And these are my, well, that's, I believe that is a, I don't remember. But these are my melons. Yeah, that's the Charleston Gray. That's one of them there. My marigolds, there's some more greens in there. A lot of that stuff has gone to seed. I believe that one was the lettuce. But this arugula, lettuce, and I believe, I can't think of this thing. I don't know if it was a beet or a radish that has gone to seed. So yeah, this is the Roma tomatoes, and some of them have blossom and rot. Now, this is my cucumber. I wonder if this is a pickling cucumber, but as you can see, it's crooked. And I saw online that said when you see that, it's usually a pollination issue. I mean, I could still eat it. It's just crooked. And I'm just taking you guys around to the other side. You see my beans over there. And these are two Charleston Gray melons that I pulled off because they have blossom and rot on them. And there's some more. Well, these doesn't have blossom and rot on them. And I pray that they don't get them because I really want to taste these melons. I've never had them before. I was searching for another one. So far there's 4. And this one here is the biggest one. And there's no blossom and rot on here. That's the pepper plant with no pepper. This is my Amarillo plant. That thing has grown so big. These are the carrots, and I actually separated them after this video. My dill has gone to seed. That's the collard green plant. Some more plants down there. More marigolds, and these are the tomatoes that I was talking about that have the blossom and rot. Now they say you can cut them off and eat them, but they're so small, I don't even know if it would be worth trying to eat. Because when I touch them, the bottom is really squishy, and that's like most of the tomato. So I'm disappointed in that, but not all of them have it, so hopefully there's some more tomatillos. I found the second one on there, so I'm at 2 tomatillos. And we're walking over to this area. Now, I still have that tomato plant in there, but I eventually decided to put my sweet potato slips, the ones that I had sitting in a bottle of water. That is my cantaloupe, and I didn't know why it was looking like that on top, because it doesn't sit on that side. Yeah, sorry, it's really bushy in here. But that's a baby bush melon in there. Started putting out more flowers, and I actually found like a few melons. I don't know if they've been pollinated, so I'm trying to see if I can get more. These are all my cantaloupe here that still have not ripened yet. But yeah, they're starting to get bigger. So hopefully before this month is out, I'll have some more cantaloupe plants to harvest. That bean plant, oh wow, that's the cantaloupe from the other plant there. But that bean plant, I was searching for beans. There was a few on here, but yeah, it's looking like it's ready to ship out. And I was trying to search for beans. I did end up pulling that one, but left this one there. I think it was like 2 others on there. Not much. I guess I'll just add it to the beans I harvested weeks before. Throw it in there, that freezer bag. And that's that cantaloupe plant that's connected to that cantaloupe right there. So this is where I transplanted the sweet potato slips, because they've been sitting in this jar. Well, I said jar. They've been sitting in this bottle for like some days now. And I know I searched online and it said that if you keep it in water for too long, that the roots will start to rot. And like I said, I wanted to do something. Well, I didn't say that, but I'm saying it now. I knew I needed to do something with them, and I figured this tomato plant was taking too long to grow. So let me just see if I can transplant it into this bag. Transplant them into this bag, and that's what I'm doing right here. I'm about to add some plant food in there. Yeah, sorry, I was struggling trying to open that bag. And I believe this brand is Expert Gardener. It's supposed to be plant food / fertilizer. I've used it before, so not to say that I can vouch whether it works or not, because I usually fertilize with fish emulsion as well. So, I mean, my plants are still alive, I can say that. They didn't die. Excuse me. They didn't die, but that's all I can tell you in regards to that. But yeah, I'm just mixing it in. And I'm actually about to start some plants in the cups, and this is what I'm going to be using, that same plant food, to add to those cups, to amend those cups, because yeah, they looking kind of dry, and I don't believe any nutrients are still in them, because the soil that I use said it lasts for 6 months, and I think I brought that the beginning of this year, so yeah, it's been past that time. So I'm gonna use the same plant food in the cups, because I want to start some fall seeds, or some more fall seeds. And yeah, those roots were crazy. I was trying to keep the tomato plant in there, but then as I started trying to dig holes for these sweet potato slips, yeah, the tomato plant ended up getting lost in the sauce. And I was trying to detangle those roots. It's giving damaged hair. Those things were so tangled. Look at that. Look at those roots. She needs a trim, baby. A trim and some deep conditioner and some hot oil treatment. I actually was trying to keep these sweet potato slips as a house plant, and I mean, I think it's possible because I've seen like pictures where people use sweet potato slips as like regular plants. Not necessarily in the house, but I've seen them outside, part of the landscaping area. Yeah, I had to move the camera around. Just trying to give a better view of things. And I ended up having to separate some of these plants. They was just all tangled together. And I think I ended up with 4 separate plants, which is not bad. And what I did, because this area right here, it stays in the sun majority of the day, I ended up moving this bag into a more shaded area just so that I can give the plants a chance to live. Hopefully it works, because with transplanting, it's like give or take. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. Like I always try to transplant those okra plants, and each time I tried, they always died. So I just gave up and decided to plant the seeds directly into the ground, not knowing if it will work, because like I said, my soil is really compacted and it's that clay soil. So surprisingly, they're surviving. So yeah. I hope these transplants work, because I even did the same thing with the carrots. I put them in the shade. But my video is about to cut out. I ran out of storage, and yeah, it's about to cut out soon. So